¿Qué pasó, familia? Welcome back to the channel. Your boy Gio Chamba here with another video. Today we're doing the second part of the Selena y Los Dinos, A Family's Legacy documentary on Netflix. We're going to do it a little bit different this time because I got a comment on my first video saying, why don't you show the screen while you're watching it? And while I can do that, and I'm going to right now, I can't show the whole documentary. So Netflix, if you're watching this, don't flag my video. We're just going to be summarizing it. We're going to be reacting to some really cool parts. We left off where Mr. Quintanilla moved the whole family to Corpus Christi, and they're focusing now on starting the family business, which is the band. So let's get into it.
They were already getting good at what they were doing, and people really enjoyed that.
Yeah, for sure. I bet
And so
from the
I knew
beginning.
that there was something that they had that was extra. Selena was an completely added attraction. She was the star.
Wow. Already powerful voice from when she was a
Hello.
kid. Seeing the value of playing music. And that's amazing because myself, it took me a while to actually see the value of playing music. I always just did it for fun because all of my family was not musicians at all, and they always saw it as a hobby. They would always be like, "Yo, you're just gonna do that as a hobby. You can't make money off of that." But they proved that you can, especially in Texas, playing cumbias and Tejano and all that. There's money to be made out there for sure.
We listened to no Spanish at all up to that point.
It was a lot of English-speaking acts like Taste of Honey, the Eagles.
Men at Work, Duran Duran.
Van Halen was like the band. All this cool music. And I want to play that. But my dad thought it'd be a good thing to try to do more of the Spanish music, the Tejano thing.
You can't escape the fact that we are Mexicans. Born here on this side, but we're Mexicans.
Hey, hold up. You can't escape the fact that we're Mexicans. Born here on this side, but we're Mexicans. For real. I feel like people like Chicanos like myself that were born here, we eventually come to that conclusion, for sure.
And we're surrounded by that kind of music everywhere we go here in Texas.
Yep.
And if you can make some money off it, it becomes a business.
Yeah, see, he saw the vision. And like, even with country, like in Texas, you can make a whole living just in Texas with that type of music. You don't really have to go anywhere else. I mean, you can, right? I'm sure you get booked, but there's artists out there and bands that just make a living in Texas alone, playing Tejano, playing, country, stuff that is just huge in Texas that you hear everywhere.
I really didn't have a decision when I started out. All the songs usually have to pass through my father, and
I
he
could see that.
decided we would play Tejano music.
I remember thinking, why are we going to Tejano music? And Dad pretty much in a nutshell just kind of said, because we can make more money doing this and we can perform more, play more.
Yep.
Musicians.
Yo, hold up. That keyboardist, is that Mike Dean? I need somebody to answer me. I feel like
This,
that's Mike
and
Dean.
we can perform.
If you know who Mike Dean is, he's a producer. He's worked with Kanye. He's worked with a bunch of people. But he was a part of
More,
Los
more,
Dinos
play
for a bit.
more.
When they approached me in '83, I had no idea who they were.
Hey, Ricky.
The pay wasn't much in the beginning, but I was 21. I was still living at home. Selena, at that time, she had to have been like 12 years old. And Suzette, I guess 16 or so. They were just kids.
I remember the first time we met Ricky, his impression of the band was not very good of us. He got to rehearsals and Suzette and Selena were clowning around.
I
Yo.
remember we were at the Boys and Girls Club, and Selena and I were running around like idiots, like playing. We were really young.
Yo, I could see that though because they're kids. And then Ricky, he was already like 21. He comes in, he's like, damn, I'm playing with a bunch of kids. But that's just what it was, right? They were kids. Like, kids have to express themselves that way. Like, my son, he's 4, and he just goofy as can be, just running around, not a care in the world. But that's just what it is, But it's cool that they honed in the talent, right? Because of Mr. Quintanilla being there and supporting and kind of guiding them. And then eventually they were able to express themselves how they wanted to.
We started traveling a lot. We were performing Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays. So Selena, she would miss school quite often.
Would you prefer going back to school?
I kind of miss going to school because I don't see my friends as much, but I think it's better this way because I don't have as many distractions as I would in school.
Yo.
You know how it is.
That's interesting. She was what, 12 right here, and she's already talking about like a grown adult about responsibilities, about distractions. Like, man, I wish I had that conviction and that sense of business whenever I was that young, right? Because it takes a special person to see the vision long term too. Like, she was over here talking about going to school and not seeing her friends, but you could tell she's enjoying singing and being a part of the band. But it's just, I'm sure it was hard for her, obviously, but at the same time, she saw that this was a business. This is how they made money and fed the family.
No.
Wow, see, man, the level of conviction, that's so awesome. For real. Not a lot of young people have that. I mean, there are young people that get it, but I didn't get it when I was that age. It took me a while to get that level of conviction of like, this is who I want to be, this is what I'm doing, and I'm making a living off of it, right? Because I'm coming from my family who's like, oh, it's just a hobby, right? And so it's so cool to see a family so locked in, right? So like together and seeing the vision, like the dad saw the vision, they all saw the vision, and they were working towards that. And so they were enjoying it, and they also were making a living off of it. So beautiful.
I took Selena with me and I went to
These
San Antonio
photos.
to Cara Records. Cara means face. At first, they were skeptical because it's a girl and then a young girl. I said, well, un contrato para acá. Bring me a contract over here.
AB's whole look right there, he's got like the Misfits devil lock thing going on, like a greaser kind of haircut with the point right there. Man, all of them pulled off so many looks, man. So awesome. The hair,
with
the
Selena.
outfits.
And so that was the beginning of a long journey. I think the thing that made them different to begin with was their youth. They were still just kids, but grown musicians that had been doing it for years were not at the stage that Selena and her band were at. Thought,
Yeah.
wow, these kids can play. Selena's name was getting known. She was creating a buzz in the music business. And all of their faces stuck to the window from the heat, and they'd come and lay all over the floor of the studio because it was air conditioned. That was the beginning.
Yo, Texas heat ain't no joke. If you know, you know. Yo, I love the van, man. They had the whole wardrobe in there. I'm sure they had the gear in there and they traveled in there. That's awesome.
And what's your final goal? Have you set a final goal?
A Mercedes Benz.
Yo, she's so funny.
That's my goal. Everybody asks me, what's your goal? Mercedes Benz.
Mercedes Benz. I love the way she answered that. She was so goofy, man. Her personality seemed amazing. Like, I'm sure she was really fun to be around. But that's funny too, right? Like, as a kid, it's like, what's your goal? Oh, a Mercedes Benz. I want a Mercedes Benz.
So the zipper.
Behind the scenes,
And I
man.
said, you're not going to be able to use the bathroom for a long time because
For real, the mom was behind the scenes, like just making sure everything was running smoothly, right? With the zipper, and I'm sure she was, bringing them water, food, whatever they needed, and just was there always. So she was a part of the team too. And like I said in the first video, they all each contributed to the success of the family, which is beautiful. Oh, Houston, hey! I know that view from, man, even in old videos, man. But Big Bertha, man, shout out Big Bertha. That was a huge part of the movie too, right? That people remember, but that was a real thing, though. They actually went through that.
To do interviews, especially in Spanish. She automatically knew I need to speak fluent Spanish. I need to really learn this for us to cross over. So she wanted to be prepared for whenever she went and did interviews. She just worked really hard.
My father started teaching us Spanish music and what the words meant, and you wish that you would have grown up speaking Spanish. You wish you'd have been closer to your culture.
You
Wow.
perform, your show gets better and better. The last
Did you see the notes on there? She was writing notes. She was immersed. I feel like when when you're learning a language, you have to be immersed. Like I took 2 years of French in school, and I thought I knew something. Then I went to France and tried to speak, just because I thought I knew. Nope, I didn't know anything, and I wasn't immersed. Right. So shout out to Selena and all of them really for immersing themselves in that.
time,
I began to notice that people were fascinated with Selena. Everywhere that she played, she would pack the house.
She just had something about her too, right? I mean, her voice was awesome, but like she just had that personality, that charisma, just that energy, right? And just being herself and being goofy, like that translated to so many people. Like kids saw her and were just like, "Whoa, like she's just like me." But she's up there singing, and it almost like inspired a lot of people. Well, not almost, it did inspire a lot of people to go out and go do what they love, like especially with music. I don't know. That's how I saw it, at least, growing up. Man,
Hard out there.
of their
You
set.
can't just say, "Oh, they're gonna become stars."
Man, I want to highlight what the mom said just now, because it is like a lot of people think that just out of nowhere people come up just because it seems that way, right? Like I've even had people tell me like, "Man, you guys came out of nowhere." It's like, dude, we've been doing it 10 years. What are you talking about? So it does take a lot of behind the scenes stuff. So shout out to her for saying that, because a lot of people don't know. A lot of people just don't know. Yeah, a lot of people don't know how much dedication, how much energy, how much passion it takes to be in the music industry and have a career out of it. And them showing everybody the way they did it, with unity, with family, with love. Like that's the right way to do it. Because when you go into business thinking you're just going to go and make money just to make money, it's not really just about that. Like you can make money, but are you going to be happy doing it? And that's the same thing with any type of career, right? Like you can make money, yeah, but are you going to be happy doing that? Does that bring you joy? Does it inspire you? You can tell with them, they're inspired and they were always wanting to grow. And I think that's what you have to have, that quality. And that's a good reminder for artists everywhere, including myself, that we can focus on what we want, but if we're not enjoying it and we're not really blinded by the whole success thing and money and all this stuff, like we're going to do it no matter what. So the success will be there, but if our heart isn't there, then none of it matters. And their heart was there. So shout out to them. All right. This is the second video here. We're going to stop it there, and I'll see you guys in the third video. Peace.